In this video, we're going to cover 7 reasons why your skating might not be progressing as quickly as you'd like. And obviously, I'm going to tell you how to fix them. And if you stick around to the very end, we've got 2 bonus skills as well. So the first thing we're going to talk about is how to stand. So obviously, you're going to draw on what you know. So obviously, walking. So hip width apart, and you're going to do this. Doesn't work for skating. So what I recommend is the stance that we call staggered stance in roller skating. So you choose whichever foot feels the most comfortable to go in front, and most of the weight goes on this back leg. And this is your staggered stance. Now this will help you to balance, but it will also help you to absorb impacts. And if you feel a wobble from here, you can very easily take a knee. Another thing we need to talk about is your arms. So these can really help you, and they can also hinder you. So if you're trying to learn to skate and they're flapping around, they're going to throw your balance. So the best thing to do is to put your arms out to the side. Now I am a figure skater, so mine go up here, but if you want to be more comfortable, you can put them more sort of here, just to give you a bit of balance, and they really help. So when you skate, you want to go opposite arm to leg. So if you're skating, it's this kind of action is great, no problem. What you don't want to do is twist your body to a point that this arm crosses your center line, because then what you're doing is you're over-rotating your top, and you're actually then throwing yourself back off. So think, if you're going to skate like this, which is almost like a jog, which kind of works, keep each arm on its own half of your body. Another really important aspect of arms is when you start to feel a fall. The natural thing is to helicopter the arms. Try not to do that, because that is going to exacerbate the fall. If you start to feel a wobble, it's best to get your arms out and get low, because getting these out will help you to regain your balance. So another really important thing, and thing that initially feels incredibly alien, is your posture, because roller skating posture is kind of different to what you may have done in the past. So when I say get low, it's about a knee bend. Now, you don't get low by bending at the waist. You get low by bending the knees. So if you think about your belly button, this is a really weird point, but it works. You want your belly button down the middle of your skate. So if your belly button's too far back, your weight will be too far to the back of your skate. If your belly button's too far forward, it means you're too far forward over the front of your skate. So if you think about bending your knees and getting your belly button in the middle of your skate, that will make a really big difference. So if we go back to the staggered stance from the beginning, so you've got a nice knee bend, your belly button's over the middle of the skate that most of the weight is on, which is this back one. So you're skating, you've got your arms out. This is great posture. And if you have a wobble or you hit a stone, you've got a chance to save yourself, because your weight's spread, and you can take the knee from here, and you can hopefully save a wobble. So this is a great place to start. When you start skating, it's not unusual to get this kind of short, choppy skating. So let me show you what I mean. You get this kind of short, choppy strides. But do you know what? If you've never skated before, the fact that you're standing up and moving, I'm pretty sure that's a win. But you want to take it from there and progress from there. So think about back to the belly button idea. When you're doing these short little steps, your belly button is in between your 2 skates. In order to commit your weight to one side, because what we want to do is we want to hold each foot and stride skating, like this. So to do that, you need to put the belly button over the skate and commit your weight to one of your skates. Now this will happen slowly, so you'll find that you're able to do this more and more and hang one side than the other. Really important aspect of this is when you do start lifting your foot, belly button over your foot, and you're like, yes, I can lift this one. Don't lift it to the side, because it's gonna pull you back over. Always lift this foot to the back, and that will help with your balance, your belly button, and everything in line, and this leg as well in line. I do have an entire video on striding, or stroke skating as it can be called, so when you're ready, check that out. A major part of progressing as a skater is to drill the weaker side. So everybody has a side that feels more comfortable. I do, but everyone does. I am left-footed and I like to rotate clockwise. But lots of people like to go the other way. Actually, majority of people prefer the opposite direction. So when you're practicing things, make sure you drill the weaker side. And it may be that you need to drill the weaker side twice as much as the easy side, but that will really make you an even all-round skater, and it will make a really big difference to your progress. So you remember when you're at school and the teachers were like, have you planned it? And you're like, oh, I just want to do it, it's so boring. I kind of agree that they were onto something. If you're going to go out for a skate, have a think about what you want to practice. So think, okay, last time I did manuals and I did bubbles, so this time I really need to practice my manuals again, but maybe I should watch a Skatie video and do one of her drills. So basically binge watch all my videos. Plan out what you're going to do. So when you get to your practice area, you don't waste any time watching videos and things like that when you get there. You know what you're going to do, and it's going to help your progression a lot quicker. So the last thing we need to talk about is equipment. Now, they always say a bad workman blames his tools, but in this case, it might be true. If you have a pair of skates that say are under the £50 mark, they tend to have a plastic plate. They're more of a toy. So if you think about this, is actually a piece of sports equipment. There's no way you want to go and spend £200 or £300 on your first pair of skates. You don't know if you like it. It's crazy. So a good way to try out skating for the first time is to head to the rink. Now, I know the rink skates are a little bit spatty. You might want to wear a sock, but they're normally quite a good quality skate, and they give you an idea of what it's going to feel like. So I'm talking around the £100 mark. Now, this will give you a good skate. It will give you a metal alloy plate. A lot of the times this will give you an adjustable toe stop, and the wheels and things like that, you can always swap the wheels out, so you don't need a separate pair of skates for indoors and outdoors. Just change your wheels. And if you want to get into something like the dancing, like I was showing you the rhythm moves, you don't need to buy a skate like this. You can just take your toe stop out and put in a jam plug, because if you're going to skate in the rink, they're going to want you to have a jam plug in. So there are ways that you can save money in other areas to get the better overall skate, and it will make a big, big difference to your skating. So we've spoken about 7 different things that could be stopping you from progressing and how to fix them. So we're now on to our bonus section. So the first bonus tip is to skate to music. Because if you think about it, the music's got a beat. So if you're skating to the beat, you're going to stride evenly on each foot. And then as you get better, you can hold each stride for a count of 2 beats. So you're elongating your steps, and this will really, really help in your skating. And the second tip I'm going to show you is a really fun drill. So for this drill, you will need 3 cones. My cones are at home, I have used shoes. But that's great, because you can do the same thing. You don't need cones, 3 of anything will do. So the first 2 cones, put my feet together and I'm going to corner. Don't forget your arms. So this is practicing both ways of cornering, so it's keeping you even. And now I'm going to do crossovers to here, and then crossovers round this cone, shoe, to here. And then I'm going to do back to my 2 feet. And now this time I'm going to do my crossovers again and go for this one. Now this is really good because it gets you looking where you're skating. So I have to look where my cones are, I've got to look ahead. This is really, really good for stopping you looking at your feet as well. So I hope as you've watched this video, a couple of things have stood out to you and you've gone, I'm going to try that, that could do it. So I really hope you've had that eureka moment. I'm Katie, you've been watching Skatie, and I'll see you next time. Bye. One thing that might be, one thing that can, so my first, can I, just to give you a bit of balance, and they're really, really help. Yeah.